How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the two trades I took. I took one trade on ES, I took one trade on NQ. Both were losses. Really frustrating day today as I tried to take a trade and didn't get filled that would have been a nice win. And then the two trades I did take ended up being losses. So what could have been a nice day turned into not so nice of a day. We kept our losses pretty manageable. So even with two losses, we're down 325. That's not bad. That's an average win for me, or like around what I target for a win. So we're down about one profitable trade's worth, as we try to keep our risk to reward about 2 to 1. So frustrating, definitely frustrating. Let's get into it. So both ES and NQ, all-time highs. We're trading above the previous day high, that previous day being last Friday. You can see the previous day range here on ES, and then pre-market high here with this yellow line. Same thing on NQ, right? Previous day high is here, pre-market high is here. We're trading above. We're trading at all-time highs for both of them. So let's get into it. What I was watching right out of the gate, NQ is a little stronger in the morning, or in the opening minutes. We got a 5-minute close above this pre-market high. That is a trigger for me to look for an entry. Essentially, then what I'm looking for is a pullback to this 13 EMA to enter off of, and then take small risk. Target moves to new highs and look for a continuation of the trend to the upside. I got that right here. My mistake was that I placed a limit order, and even though my limit order was just at that EMA, it hit and it didn't fill it. So I've had this happen quite a few times on Trade-Of-8, I think. I think if I am going to take a limit order, I just have to accept a few points of slippage and just move it, like wherever I want to enter, just move it a few points higher or lower depending on the situation. And that goes for exits as well. I kind of have learned to do that with my take profits, is that I'll see my target and then I'll set my take profit like a couple points off of it, because I have had this issue numerous times on Trade-Of-8 where it will hit where my target, where my limit order is, and it just doesn't fill. And it trades through that price. It shows it on the screen, but it just doesn't fill. So I don't know. It's weird. I'm not trading a live account. This is a demo through Apex, so it's not like a liquidity issue. It's literally, I don't know if it's like a bug in what the screen's showing and what's actually happening, or if it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's happened before. And so usually I will market enter, but sometimes if I try to get a nice entry, I'll use a limit, especially if I want to have like really solid risk to reward. And so that's what I was doing today. I was trying to have a nice entry and have minimal risk on this instead of just like market ordering in. And we didn't get filled, and then price moved like 70 points straight up with not a single point of pullback. So this is where I was trying to enter, and then you see we just cruised to new highs and moved about 70 points off that. So, or excuse me, 60 points. Moved about 60 points off that. That frustrated me a lot. I know I shouldn't have. You know, it's okay to miss a trade, and you shouldn't, even if you miss a winning trade, you shouldn't allow that to cause you to take losing trades. I don't think it really caused me to trade poorly, because I still took what I'm looking for as far as my setup, and I still managed my risk pretty well. So let's talk about the two trades I did take after I missed that one. I wanted to cover that though, because that is legitimately the trade that I wanted to take, and I just didn't get it. So here's what I did take on ES. At this point, after that, ES was looking pretty decent. And so on ES, we had a break and move higher. We pulled back to the EMA. I entered around the EMA, and then we crept down, and I got stopped out right here. You can see I entered here. I had about 2 points of stop and got stopped out. So there's my first loss on the day. This wasn't, I don't think, a bad trade, right? We were making new highs. We had higher highs, higher lows. We pulled back to the EMA, and I entered. That's my system. It just didn't work. We managed our risk well, and we had a very small manageable loss. At this point, I was looking at ES and then comparing it with NQ, and NQ is actually looking a lot stronger. As ES was pulling back, NQ is making new highs. So then I shifted my focus back to NQ. We pulled back to the EMA. I entered long, and then we kind of crept lower and stopped me out. So same thing. This is the entry that I'm looking for. We're making new highs, higher lows. We pull back to EMA. I enter. I have solid risk to reward in terms of, let's see what it was 13 points of risk. So 13 points of risk, shooting for about 30 points of reward. Once again, that's about that 2-to-1 ratio that I'm looking for, and got stopped out here as well. And then we just kind of chopped sideways. We lost a lot of momentum. You see that volume really dropped around this point. And I guess we just recently made a new high, but price has been very choppy in this range here. I did take a trade here that was just break even. It's not a loss nor a win. And that was because we had a flag. We had a flag on the 5-minute. We had a flag on the 2-minute. And then we had a flag on the 15-minute, and on all 3 of those time frames, we broke above, and then we retested and held that EMA. So I entered right there. And once we failed to move higher, right, we didn't even get to the previous high. We kind of stopped short, then we started chopping around and looking pretty weak again. Volume wasn't really there. We had nice volume here, and it started to drop off again. Price didn't follow through. What I was looking for was break a high day. So I just stopped myself at break even on this trade once we pulled back to my entry. Now, had I stayed in this trade, it actually would have hit right here when we broke high a day, and it wouldn't have hit my it wouldn't have hit my stop loss. So maybe there's a lesson there in not getting myself out of the trade, but I didn't feel confident in the way that today was working, that it just felt choppy, and this price action didn't seem too consistent and not worth something that I should risk my money on. And then this right here was actually an accident. I didn't mean to take this trade. I took a $6 loss, and that was literally, I was just trying to swap between these 2 charts, and I accidentally hit one of the buy sell buttons. I don't even know what I did. I hit one of them, and I didn't mean to. I was literally just trying to swap from NQ here. I went to click this, and I clicked buy apparently. So that was a mistake, and that's why I kind of entered and exited immediately. And I think that $6 loss is actually just the cost of the option. Or excuse me, the futures. Yeah, it looks like I had half a point entry exit difference there. So that was a mistake. That was legitimately, I didn't mean to do that. So we have 2 trades, really. 2 trades. This one, I guess you could count as a 3rd trade, but it was just kind of break even. I thought I saw a nice flag break on this to the upside and was looking for continuation. We just didn't get it, so I got out of that. Yeah, really frustrated, and I know I shouldn't allow it to frustrate me as much as I have. I think I was able to trade as if I wasn't frustrated. I still took the setups that I would want, and I managed my risk. Yeah, it didn't really go on tilt or anything. I didn't size up or do anything like that. But it did upset me that I placed a limit order and it wicked through my entry and didn't fill me, and then it worked out perfect. And I'm more frustrated because I would have had a nice green day. Instead, I have a bigger than average red day. So I don't know, man. It got to me. I didn't let it affect my trading. I don't think. Maybe I over traded. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the trades I did today. I mean, whatever. Anyways, that's where we're at. I'll come back. I work the next couple mornings, so I won't be able to trade Tuesday or Wednesday. So hopefully Thursday I'm able to have a better day than today. But it's going to be a short week for me in terms of being able to trade, thanks to my lovely work being in the morning this week. And let's see what next week looks like. Next week I have Tuesday, Wednesday mornings as well. So great. Not really getting able to trade very much this right now. So yeah, I guess just need to make it count, and we missed our opportunity today, which was frustrating. Anyways, it's a manageable loss. We're not doing bad. We're still up 500 on the account. Our drawdown took a little bit of a hit. I hate that our drawdown works the way that it does. I just need to hit that payout, and then it will be static instead of trailing, which is trailing drawdown's the most annoying thing in the world. Yeah, that's really it. See you Thursday. Peace.